Concept of collective bargaining. We all know what bargaining means, but what's collective bargaining? Let's check it. This is a slide that shows a introduction of what collective bargaining means. It's all related to these organizations and labor and the management. And it is a responsibility of an organization to look into the welfare of the section of the people working in it. Yeah, it's true. Every organization must be good, taking care of the workers or the laborers which work under them. Okay, the issues need to be discussed. Yes, when we discuss issues, there may be issues which needs to be discussed among the employees themselves, and resolutions can be found for the same. However, there can be issues which might require the intervention of the management. Yes, you know, in every workplace, there may be some issues. So, two types of issues here we are describing. One issue that can be discussed among the employees itself, and they can be resolved. Okay, it's fine. It's a second type of issue where the involvement of the management is required, because the decisions cannot be taken by the workers or the laborers or the employees themselves, right? If it's regarding this time or the pay scale, they must be going and making contacting the management that they need this type of all these facilities or some other issues to be resolved. So first para describes, yes, it is a responsibility of an organization taking care of the welfare for the section of the people, and there are two types of issues. First issue can be resolved among the employees itself, and resolutions can be taken by themselves. And where for the second type of issues, involvement of the management is required. Intervention is like involvement. Next, in the second para, in order to deal with such complex situations, an employee union is formed wherein each employee becomes a member and a leader is elected represented the group where needed, whenever needed. Yes, instead of a individual employee going and asking for the management, I need some kind of these things or these things, or you must be increasing my pay scale, or I need some more rest hours than the working hours, or decrease the working hours, or for the safety measures you must be taking few more measures. So when an individual goes and approaches management, they may not be taking care as its issue of an individual. When a bulk or a heavy group of people go and ask for the same issue to be resolved, then they must be looking to that to solve in some other ways. So this second para says that in order to deal with complex situations, an employee union is formed. See, an employee union will be formed where each employee will be a part of the union, and a leader is elected, and he will be representing the issues whenever there is a need. This is a second pair. And coming to the third one, at the time of conflicts or arguments, see, conflicts or arguments both are the same. There will arise the need of negotiation between the parties. Yes, when you're arguing for something, management may be negotiating that we cannot be giving you that hike or something. We cannot offer you that working hours, that less working hours, or we cannot offer you food for free, etc. Something. So there will be arise in the need of the negotiation between the parties. Yes, there is true. Negotiation is nothing but like discussions, disagreements. You must be asking some type of sacrifices to be done from both the sides, some kind of like more work in some other ways. They must be agreeing to both the agreements. Conflicting situations which call for negotiation might occur on areas related to peace. Okay, in which areas these conflicts may occur, disagreements may occur. First one, it's pay scale. Second, it's working hours, it's training period, health and safety, it's overtime, and grievance mechanisms, right, in workplaces or company affairs. Yes, these situations have a most probability of occurrence. And this, the thing highlighted in the green, the process of voluntary negotiation between the employers and a group of employees to resolve the conflicts is called collective bargaining. Yes, this is the main line. This all above paras are just introductions. What exactly, what is the need of a collective bargaining? So, okay, everything has been done. Then, how do you believe they're gonna stick to the words? So, an agreement to be made, right? Yes. The parties often refer to the result of the negotiation as a collective bargaining agreement or as a collective employment agreement. Yes, these are the agreements made of the negotiation of the conflicting resolutions. This is about introduction of collective bargaining. Next, what collective bargaining? In a simple words, the underlying idea of collective bargaining is that employer and employee relation should not be decided unilaterally or with the intervention of a third party. So involvement of the third party should not be there, because they may be making the issue more big, or some other bad effects going to be there if third party enters into this relations. Employer and employee relations are should be maintained, so that they can make a better production or a manufacturing better yield, because if there are many disagreements between the employer and the employee, they are not showing that interest in working in that workspace. So should not be uh, decided unilaterally or with the intervention. See, in the bargaining agreements, the agreement should not be made only from the one side of the party. Both parties should agree. Both parties should give some uh, sacrifices or some benefits or some extra work they're gonna do. Both parties must connect the differences voluntarily through the negotiations. Yes, yielding some concessions and making sacrifices in the process. Yes, both should bargain from a position of strength. There should be no attempt to exploit the weakness or vulnerability of the one party. Okay, next, with such an awareness, the necessity of formation of unions was observed in all organizations, and the idea was strengthened for the larger labor unions. Yes, this idea is really working. Both parties have more or less realized the importance of peaceful coexistence for mutual benefit and continued process. Yes, they must be having mutual benefit, right? Next, it's coming to the types of bargaining. There are four types. It's distributed, integrative, attitudinal, inter-organizational bargaining. One party's gain is another party's loss. Okay, it's a simple statement. Both the parties may gain or none of the parties may face a loss. Okay, when there is a backlog of bitterness between both parties, the attitudinal structure is required to make smooth industrial relations. Okay, there can be conflicting groups in the both management and unions also, so there is need to achieve consensus, consensus in these groups. See, when one party gains, other party losses, means when the workers have the increase in their wages, automatically the management will be decreasing their profit, right? Next, parties may gain or none of the parties. Okay, better training programs. Okay, yes. In training programs, both the parties gonna gain, because employee gonna gain with the performance of a better learning, and even though the employee will be also gaining some kind of skills, and he gonna use them uh, whenever he needs. Okay. Okay. Yes. Yeah. It's about structuring, which shows parties then at structuring is required to make smooth industrial use. Okay. This is about collective bargaining. Next, its introduction. What's the need of a collective bargaining and the definition, and what about a collective bargaining agreement mean? And this is basics about what collective bargaining should be. I mean, when you are trying to answer this question, you must be writing involving all these points. How the mutual benefits and the yield, employer and employee relations. What is how this awareness for the formation of unions made, negotiations, bargaining, and the third party interventions. Okay, and these are the four types of collective bargaining.